welcome to BDTV Roundtable, where we discuss the issue of national interest as they affect you and me. And of course, today we'll be discussing the Super Falcons, and they've done the nation so proud. They're bringing back the WAFCON Cup for the 10th time. It was such a very, very exciting moment for Nigerians on Saturday when the Super Falcons did it, when they beat the host Morocco to get the cup for the 10th time. Today I have with me Mr. Anthony, who is our sports editor here in BusinessDay. And of course, I also have the deputy editor of BusinessDay, Mr. Odinaka.
Thank you so much.
Gentlemen, you are welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, together with me, we'll be discussing the issue. But the focus really here, apart from the fact that these ladies have done us so proud, and we're happy and quite excited to discuss this. There's also this argument about the prize money and, of course, the rewards and all of those things that the president has given to them. People are out there actually making argument as to whether the $100,000 given to each of these player is not too much, or they're making argument whether it's too much or much and all of that. So today we'll be discussing this, and then so many other issues around what happened in Abuja when the president hosted the Super Falcons. I should start with you, Tony. Well, truly, it was such an exciting moment for us on Saturday when our ladies did us so proud, bringing this cup for the 10th time. Maybe I should ask you, Tony, how is this recent win different from all other editions of the WAFCON Cup?
Wow, interestingly, thank you so much. First, I remember we did a report before that time. Two things at stake. Mission X winning the 10th AFCON. Secondly, again, because they are playing Morocco in the final, it's like a revenge for what Morocco did to them in the last edition. They lost to Morocco on penalties. So the girls were like, wow, en route to the final, we're playing Morocco. For us, it's a revenge mission, and it's also Mission X. Mission X in the sense that we want to win the 10th AFCON, record extending 10th AFCON. So for me, that's the mission.
Okay, so that's what makes it different from.
And again, if you look at the way they started, female football in Africa has grown. I remember the first two. Nigeria won like the first 3-4 editions. It was like 4-0, 5-0. It was, but over the years, the likes of South Africa, Ghana, Zambia, they started becoming a. If you check our first game, we played Tunisia, fine. We struggled against Botswana, and after that Botswana game, a lot of Nigerians will say, these girls, they should just come move. These girls are not good. And I remember I told them in the news, I said, come, female football in Africa is growing. It's not like a walkover before. It's not a walkover anymore. And against Algeria, they played goalless. But the break point came in when they played. In fact, many of us were scared against Zambia that is their final post-up. But, football is something you can't predict. 5-0.
Yeah.
And if you watch before that, they are the only team, even before they played their final against Morocco, they never considered any goal in the open play. The only goal they considered against South Africa in the semi-final was through penalty.
Yeah.
So they have a very decent record. We have the finest goalkeeper, Chamaka Nadozie, who has won the CAF award back to back. Our defense sweet, our midfield solid, front line, and I like what the coach did. When Nigerians are saying, come, the likes of all these ones, veterans, they've done their best, give younger lads the opportunity, and it paid off. It was a dramatic run to the final, and in fact, the final was even a bigger drama, because I watched the match 2-0, like many Nigerians, like is playing against the host nation 2-0 first half, and we played badly in the first half, truth be told. And the Moroccans already jubilating, just waiting for the final whistle for them to be handed the trophy. But the second half, the dynamics of the game changed. 2-1, 2-2, 2-3. And I must salute the officiating. Top notch. Because the VAR was top notch. The penalty they gave to Nigeria, even me watching it, I didn't see it. The ref didn't see it. The attention of the ref was caught, and he saw it and he gave it to Nigeria. And the one that, the Moroccan had the penalty that would have made it 3-2. The ref already blown that it's a penalty. But the VAR caught the attention, not looking at maybe in the whole nation, you must win at all costs. For me, I feel African football is growing. This AFCON is like an eye-opener that if we do the right thing, our football is growing, officiating top-notch.
Interesting.
Yes.
I hope we can keep it going that way, officiating interesting.
Yeah, if CAF will do their job well.
Issue of officiating.
Yeah, no, for me, that final, I took my time, I analyzed it. It was, nobody will say the referee was, and you can see the boldness, the ref taking her decision.
Yeah.
The boldness that I don't care whether it's, all these North African countries, like those ones, if you do anyhow, they can attack you and all of that. But the ref was bold.
Okay, thanks, Tony. Odinaka, let me come to you. What stood out for you in this tournament?
What stood out for me was the resilience of Nigerian players.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the fact that, if you watch that final, you can never but appreciate the contributions of this women. Because imagine if, usually men believe that they are very courageous. They are always the ones that are always coming back from defeat. But this time, our women have proved to us that they also are capable of coming back on that. If you look at 2-0 down and then 2-1 to 3-2, and if you look at the run to the final, like you pointed out, you will discover that they went into this tournament full of courage, vigor, and zeal, full of courage, vigor, and zeal. So that's what stood out from me. The enterprising nature of Nigerians was crystal clear in that tournament.
Okay, thanks, Odinaka. Tony, notwithstanding the fact that we've done very well in this, tournament we just concluded, WAFCON. I've seen people, in fact, some people have seen a tweet where people are saying that notwithstanding our good performance, that there's still something not too good with the team, that if we go to the female World Cup, that we might not be able to do so well. What do you think?
There's no perfect team. Even the team that won every tournament is still progress. We keep improving. But that will not take away the success that these girls have brought to us. Yeah, the coach might not be the best coach we had, but I think what he did was to give the younger ones the opportunity. And like I said in one of my show, One Drum, the former Falcons coach, is like he laid that foundation. And this coach was the assistant. So what is it like to build on that success? One or two, it might not be the best. The Moroccan, they had a foreign coach, a Spanish coach, technically sound. But again, the team, the coach might not, but again, when it comes to going to the World Cup, God, when you say, even our own male Super Eagles, have they won the World Cup? Have they won the World Cup? So let's not bring that. For me, let the male team that is more robust, see. Truth of the matter that the whites own this football. Thank you. These ladies are out of 13 edition. They've won 10. If you are to rate that in a class, in an exam, 10/13, that's an A. Yes. That's an A. And they've done it remarkably. So when you are saying, people are saying, these ladies, they can't, let them talk to Super Eagles. In fact, our own Super Eagles, as it stands, the World Cup qualification will resume. We'll start our own permutation. We'll start our own permutation. Do you know that these ladies never gave us that high tension, how high pressure that Super Eagles always give us? If you're watching a Super Eagles match, they lost 2-0, you just go and sleep. Perhaps maybe that was what led to that error that happened from one of the media houses. Super Eagles, there's only this familiar with. This team we were permutated, but with these girls, we never permutated. The fear was that we did go far. But Super Eagles like, hey, this one win, that one win. No, for me, let's not bring the debate about whether they will do World Cup. let's celebrate these girls now.
But no, I need to ask you. Maybe I didn't ask you. Are there things that you are seeing in the team that we need to in the team that we think that we can improve upon?
Yes, of course.
Present
Of
ourselves
course.
for
Of course, there are a lot of
world
things.
overqualified.
A lot of things. There is room for new players. There is
Yes.
room for new legs, and also the likes of Aisat Shuala. He has done our best,
Yeah.
no doubt. Let's begin to give other players opportunity. We have a lot of them. Nigeria is a nation that is gifted with bundle of talent. It's just for the coach to have the right eyes to spot them. At least Chiamaka is very good. If we have another goalkeeper like Chiamaka, that's fantastic, because what if she got injured? That would have been a very big problem for us. Would have been exposed. Seriously. So there is room for improvement, especially in the defense and in the midfield.
Yeah.
Also in the attack, there's room. In fact, the next WAFCON is very close, because you can't tell some of these players that have this fine form. Majority of them, some of them might not have that fine form in the next AFCON.
Edition.
Yes, it's certain. Maybe perhaps injury, loss of form, fatigue, and so that gives the coach the room to always. If there's always room for improvement.
That's fine. Odinaka, are there areas you think that
I
we
also
can
think
improve
I also
upon?
think that
Yeah.
most of the players are foreign based players. Okay. So I think that there's a need for us to begin to look inwardly. You know, we are not taking anything away from those who came from US and different countries of the world. They are Nigerians. But I'm saying that there's a need for us to, going forward, to also see if we can develop our local leagues for female leagues. We don't have too many. I don't know whether we have an organized local female league in Nigeria. I'm not sure. So, but there's a need for us to need to build local talents. So why also harnessing potential from those who have, from different parts of the country.
Tony, what's wrong with that? Do we have any female local league?
Yes, we do.
Where we can source.
We do. Most of this, Oshoala came from the female league. Deborah Abiodun came from there. A lot aside from the Plumpet, Michelle Anozie, and if you check all these ones too, the environment there, the facility to training too, give them that exposure to train and to do better. But aside Oshoala came from a league. Ajibade too came from a league. It might maybe not well financed, perhaps, that there's room for improvement. But some of these players that have done well, some of them came from the league, local league here. Yeah. Yes, some of them came from the local league here. And again, the beauty about the local league is that, yes, that resilience. Those are brother Boti. The resilience, that doggedness. That sometimes you have to play football without meal. Yeah. It makes you rugged and dogged. So there is room for improvement to improve on our local leagues, so we can harness a lot of players within the system. Yeah. And also while looking
that
at
can
also
continually replace
yes,
the older
yes.
ones.
And I'm happy what Nigerians are doing. Before, people are saying that, no, why are you giving opportunity to players of Nigerian descent? No, they're Nigerians. And you can see their contribution to the team. You can see it's very clear.
All right.
So they're Nigerians.
That's fine. Okay, so let now turn our focus to the another big issue that is the talking point now, as far as the country is concerned right now. Odinaka, the president, when he received the victorious Super Falcons, promised $100,000 to each of the players. Then a 3-bedroom flat, in the renewed Hope Estate in Abuja, and of course, in addition to a national honor. I mean, people are saying, look, for God's sake, this is good, but there are people who have argued that a $100,000 for each of the players, like over spoiling them, so to say, and that look, in some countries, the national honor itself is a big deal. And so you've given them a national honor, you've given them a 3-bedroom flat each, or you've promised them a 2-bedroom flat each, and of course there's still this $100,000. I mean that the way our leaders, spend public fund, it's as if it's your personal thing. I mean, what is your view on this, Odina?
You know, it's a very funny issue because anywhere you go, people will say you don't care so much about those female players. But the truth of the matter is that it was just a political gathering, in my opinion. And I will tell you why. The first of all is that we won $1 million tournament, and the president gave 100,000 naira to 53 players, which is $2.3 million, and then gave $50,000 to officials each, and the governors also gave them 50 million. So now do the maths. So the money we won is the money you are giving the players is even times 2 or 3 higher than the prize money. So it means that the president did not do his maths. Don't get it twisted. Those female players deserve to be rewarded for their efforts. You understand? But I think the president did not do his maths well. So if you look at that again, I was watching. I followed Brazil, so Argentina 2022 when they won the last World Cup.
Yeah.
So the only thing they did was that they were giving a reception. The crowd gathered, they were hailing them, and they commended them. They did not give them money. The government of Argentina can go and do your research. Nobody gave them houses. And if you look at the poverty situation in Nigeria, Brazil is nosediving economically. So we find that so like Nigeria, there's so much difference between Argentina, because both of them are emerging nations, and currently they are receding economically. So I think that why those female players deserve to be rewarded, I think that the president got it very, very wrong. You need to do the prize money should not be lower than, you shouldn't give more than the prize money when you are rewarding them. Then the second one is that let's also understand that we are trying to manage resources. I don't want this to drift into economics, but the truth of the matter is that the president's gesture has made it almost inevitable for us to talk economics here. Because if you look at the Nigerian economy at the moment, you see that what we expected was that the president would have seen that as an opportunity to get effects that we so much lack. So what we needed was to manage the effects. Do you understand? We didn't need to give it out, especially to some of the players that would take it away to other countries. So even though, yes, it was in Naira, but at the end of the day, the female players who live abroad cannot spend Naira.
Of course.
They need to change it to dollars and all that. So still going to put pressure on the FX market to some extent. So what you need to do is to ensure that the prize money is not higher. Number two is that you are giving these things. Remember that there are several other people who are representing Nigeria in different capacities.
Yes.
In other
areas.
Yeah. Literature, and all that. So have you also rewarded them? Or is it just peculiar to football? We also have other types of sports. You understand? So all you needed to do was to be measurable as a leader. That money does not belong to you.
Yes.
It's public funds. It's called public funds for a reason. So finally, I also have to point out that Nigeria is a country where the poverty rate, that's why you see people shouting. Poverty rate is between 40-45%. But rural poverty is 78 to 80%, and it's getting worse. You don't need to begin to throw these things at people just because you want to gain popularity. That's my opinion.
Johnny, let's hear you. What's your opinion? Yeah.
First, they just concluded Women's Euro that was just concluded that England won. The prize money is 41 million euro. Why CAF? Our own CAF is $1 million. So when you look at that disparity, it's just that football in Africa is not well funded or is not well appreciated. See, for me, anybody that brings honor to this country, it could be you, it could be anybody. I remember when we were playing that final, I was away till past 1, and I was having a chat with somebody. I said, I know these ladies, and if you check over the years, they've won several AFCON. These ladies have never been appreciated like this. And I told him, I said, because I'm not speaking for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm not a partisan person. I said, because of his nature, even before he became president, he has this philanthropic spirit. He gives. And I said, this president will handsomely.
With his money.
Did you know him before he
No,
became
before he became
president?
Tinubu is always like that. Now, you can do.
No, I'm saying with his money now.
Before he became president, now
With
is
his
it my money?
With his money.
Yes, with his money.
This
So
is public
the
funds.
truth of the matter is that if you are not used to giving, even if what will happen is that they didn't splash. I remember during President what's his name, Olusegun Obasanjo, you say national handshake. My brother, I play little football. Most of this, we have some of our players have gotten lifetime injury playing for the national, for the country.
Only Nigerians. Brazilians didn't get
What is Brazil? Wait,
other players in other
Nigeria,
countries.
there are a lot of excesses in government, in politics. People waste money for no just reason. These guys came in.
Okay, so they should also waste it for.
They are not wasting it.
for
No,
this
no.
lady,
See,
this
your interpretation is.
I'm just trying. No,
No,
I'm just
they are
trying-
not.
no,
See,
you say
let me
people
tell you.
waste money in
No,
government also.
he is saying that there is poverty level.
So it should be wasted everywhere.
No,
right? Okay.
no.
All right.
If
Yeah.
these girls didn't do anything, you just say, okay, you are dashing them. You can say, okay, just like you go to a show, you gave 10 million, you gave 20 people, say, why now this should have given me? These ladies brought honor. If like what you said earlier, they were rugged, they were dogged. Even the president was awake. It shows the kind of passion he has. Not only for these guys brought honor. For you might call it a political jamboree, honoring them. But for me, whatever thing you give these girls, and if you are giving them in dollar equivalent, I would have said, that's the problem. And he said, in Naira, my dear, there's something you do, even in this your career. One thing can be the break point that will change your life forever.
You know how much is
this gesture he did. You
mentioned
earlier
we just spent over 3 billion.
You mentioned earlier,
Nearly 4 billion.
Sir, he spent it on Nigerians. He didn't spend it on foreigners. And these girls, but you mentioned earlier that will these girls win the World Cup, female World Cup? And I said to you, as the Super Falcons even qualified or win the World Cup before, this gesture will change their life forever. And there's some things, even this our journalism career, some of us will win one award that will change our life, that will erase poverty from our life forever.
Okay, thank you.
So for me, bringing honor.
No, because we need to manage time. I came across an argument by an individual who says, look, what's going to happen to, because we're having soldiers who are fighting Boko Haram and all of that. Some of them have lost their limbs and are in the hospital, and that such rewards have not gone to them. Last week, the police pensioners they went to the police headquarters to protest against the fact that after 35 years in service, their pension, what they get, what's supposed to be like their gratuity. That some who have completed that's 2,700,000. After 35 years. Why does it look as if this thing is, some sector is favored, some are not favored? So,
I simply tell you that it was just a political jamboree, as far as I'm concerned. Because if you look at public funds, sometimes when we say these things is because we don't understand the concept of public funds. You dare not spend public funds in a place like the UK without the approval of the National Assembly. Do you understand? Of such magnitude. In fact, there are some presidential, there are some governance codes now surrounding how MDAs spend public funds. There are some funds that you cannot sign, that ministers even cannot sign, except they get the approval of the president and all that. So what I'm saying is that we just spent probably about 4 billion. It's well over 3 billion on players and coaches. 4 billion naira. So if you look at, for example, how much Gencos are owed, generation companies, it's about 4 billion. Okay, 4 trillion. Okay. In essence, what I'm trying to say is that if you look at 4 billion, how much 4 billion can do in Nigeria, you begin to discover that the police officers who protested last week for getting 1 million, 2 million. Remember, I'm not talking about football now. I'm talking about the money, the resources that are not properly deployed
Managed, yeah.
in Nigeria. So when you give such money, remember, my position all the time is that those girls deserve to be rewarded. But when you are throwing it before, what
Like
you
how
are,
much do you think the president should
let me simply, once the federal government gives them that 3-bedroom flat, it's enough, and then national honors, that $100,000 is a lot of money that can change the lives of. Do you remember that the minimum wage in Nigeria is 70,000, and many Nigerians are earning even below 70,000? Let's not assume this thing because we are not there. People who are there will tell you. I have traveled around Nigeria. In some places, when you go to, even in oil producing states in Nigeria, you see the level of poverty there and you weep.
I need to come in here. When you talk about poverty, it didn't start now. It's been there for years. I can remember former Super Eagles coach, foreign coach, they earn nothing less than $50,000 to $70,000 every month. What value are they giving? And what value have they given us?
Does it make it right?
It's wrong. That's what I'm saying.
So why
you now have somebody or a particular people who went to. For me, I see the Falcons as somebody who went to battlefield.
Tony, I think we should. There's a difference. You're coming in to sign for a job. There's a contract. Sign a job. I mean, it's not as if someone is just.
But this is a reward.
No,
it's a reward.
No,
so it's different.
See, if somebody is coming in,
hold on.
so who signed that contract? That's the crazy contract.
You come in as a coach.
Yes.
You sign a contract.
That is wrong.
And the country has agreed to that contract.
Which country?
Pay you. I mean,
my country.
No, your country. This is what you're going to. No, it's a job. Right? It's a job.
No, what I'm trying to point out, he's saying that because of poverty level, that those kind of expenses. For me, so, see, what I'm trying to say is that if you try to look at this, you're trying to like bring politics into this. And one thing about football,
actually because it has become
about
political.
sports, you see, for sport to thrive, sports should take politics away, take ethnicity away, take all manners of things away.
That reward has nothing to do with sports.
And if you check that team,
it has nothing to do with sports.
If not a team of say, number one, these girls are Nigerians. They have families, they have homes. Don't be surprised that money, whatever thing they got, will water down to a lot of people in their family. It will alleviate poverty. It will change their life. It's not like when you were rewarded with $100,000. No, they have.
Do you also reward best candidates for WAEC? Because WAEC is West Africa. You reward them.
No, they should reward them. If anybody that brings.
But why they are not rewarded?
No, if anybody that brings honor, my own is you are not there to anybody that brings honor to this country should be whatever reward.
That's
my own
national honor.
That's why we have national
honor.
See, national honor is just like I remember those days in church. They will tell you before you preach to somebody that Jesus loves you.
These things are not done.
Sir, before you preach to somebody that Jesus loves you, like those days, those Agbero, should. First of all, you give them food to eat. When you have national honor and you are poor, a lot of our ex-internationals are very poor. A lot of our athletes are very poor. Many of them are being old. This is the first time you are seeing a government that is saying, girls, well done. Take this. Do you know many of our athletes that are poor?
All right.
Come on, man. These guys have brought honor to us. They brought honor to us.
Yeah,
this will change their life forever.
Which honor?
Thank you.
Which honor?
Even if you don't give them that money,
are they the only ones who have brought honor? Excuse me. Are they the only ones? Are they the only ones that have brought honor to Nigeria?
There will still be poverty in Nigeria.
So you enjoy poverty?
That money, it will.
Do you like poverty?
It will change. They will never be poor in their life. Their families will
never
be poor.
There are several people who have represented Nigeria in different capacities.
No, those people are President Bola
soldiers.
I'm not his
Nigerian soldiers will travel here to ECOWAS.
They should reward
go
them.
there and come back, and the government does not care
if
for
they
them.
Reward them,
when they get old, you find out that they start protesting.
Whoever is
those
in charge, should reward those ones. They are our heroes. These Super Falcons are our heroes.
Therefore, the government, we should give them everything we have in Nigeria.
All right, gentlemen, thank you so very much. I think we are going to draw the curtain for today on BD TV Roundtable. I want to thank you for coming. I think the argument is out there, gentlemen. The argument is out there as to whether this was what they were. I mean, $100,000 for each of them, and $50,000 for members of the technical crew. But Well, we can continue to argue and argue and argue and argue, but then I mean we leave it the way it is, and then but we want to again say congratulations to the Super Falcons.
Thank you so much, sir.
Congratulations to
Thank you so much.
Nigerian.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching BD Roundtable. Until we come your way next week, remain blessed. My name is Joshua Bassi, the usual host.